Hi, and welcome to the What's Cooking Show. I'm your host today, Joey Quibido with Piggly Wiggly and Cash Saver here in Opelousas.
And I'm Chef Jason Huguet from Steamboat Warehouse, and we are here at Cash Saver.
That's right.
On Heather Drive, and we're here to get a couple of ingredients that we need for the dish that I'm going to prepare today.
That's it.
One of those is potatoes. We're going to use some russet potatoes today, some old Idaho potatoes. We're going to grab about 2 or 3 of these.
Okay.
And I need one more ingredient.
Okay.
And we'll go to the Steamboat and fix it up.
Okay, let's go get the asparagus in. Jason, okay, we have another ingredient that you said you needed. Would have been fresh asparagus.
Fresh asparagus, the last thing we need to complete our dish because I have everything else at the boat already prepared and ready to go.
Okay.
So let's take our asparagus and our potatoes that we just got.
And we'll just show everybody how to cook everything.
Right, I'll show you how to whip it up.
Gotcha. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Again, our own Jason's gonna be doing a wonderful dinner for us today. Very informative.
Right.
I'm sure people don't know exactly how to do this, and you're gonna show them how.
Yes. Okay, so this is a dish that we have been running at Steamboat for a few weekends. Actually, Kevin was here a couple of weekends ago.
That's right.
Yeah. Kevin Doucette, owner of Piggly Wiggly and Cash Saver. And he said he loved it. So I just want to show everyone at home how we prepare this dish. It's actually going to be on the menu this weekend as well.
Okay,
so if you want
great.
to try it, come and try it. So we start with, basically, it's just one rack of New Zealand venison. And it's an 8-bone rack. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this off of our platter, put it on our cutting board. Put that right here for a second. And what we're going to do is take our knife and we're going to take all this silver skin off. You want to pull all this nasty. I just don't like this stuff.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Basically, I think you showed us one time for what on a pork loin, wasn't it?
Actually, it was on the beef tenderloin.
That's what it was.
We cut up some filet mignons. Just want to get all this off. And we're going to come through here. And actually, on those fillets we did years ago, we did the same thing, just like this.
That's what I remember so well. I mean, you just took it and you straight
It's really
off.
easy if you know what you or how to do it or what to do. And you want to try to get, you don't want to get all the meat off. You just want.
Right. Gotta have those good knife skills.
Yep. This
takes
takes practice and experience. I'm gonna flip this around.
Not to say people can't do it at home, because they
No.
can do it. Just take the.
You sure can.
Time.
You just need to be patient. And if you mess up a few times, just know that it's a learning experience. Don't be too hard on yourself.
When you were a kid, you had to learn how to peel a potato, right?
Yeah, you didn't have to learn how to ride a bike, all that stuff. All right,
There we
so
go.
you kind of
Wow, that's good.
get pretty much all that stuff. Now, you don't want to trim too much because some of the stuff is good fat. So I'm going to show you now what we want to do is, you see the bones, you want to cut through the bones and just want to make a little cut like this. And as you can see, you have a really nice chop. You can also trim some more if you need. And we're going to do 2 of these on our entree.
Okay.
So you want to kind of go down the bone. And each chop right here is about 3-4 ounces.
That's so easy.
Very pretty. So I'm going to put this aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to season these up. But first I want to go ahead, Joey, because this is going to take a little while. These are some potatoes that we got from the pig.
That's correct.
Actually, Cash Saver. And we went ahead and diced them up. We have them in a little bit of water so they don't turn brown. And I want to go ahead and put this in there. And we're going to let that boil. Because what this is going to be is an accompaniment. One of the sides of the dish that we do over here is just a little homemade creamy mashed potato. Now, it's not just a normal mashed potato. Some people like to put the cream, some people don't. I'm gonna show you why I like the cream.
Okay.
It kind of lightens it, and by the time we go through the process and all the ingredients we add to it, and we're gonna whip it a little bit with a little whisk, it kind of just, it's like a little cloud, light cloud of potatoes. It's just awesome. We're gonna add only a few ingredients to it.
Okay.
We're gonna add some freshly melted butter, unsalted, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of heavy cream. Very simple, but it's just, with this dish, any kind of like meat or wild game or something like that, it's just like to me, it's one of the most, the perfect little accompaniment to it. We're also gonna do some little grilled asparagus that you saw us pick up
I
earlier.
love asparagus, yes.
Very simple. I like to do that on a lot of these dishes. Ooh, let me turn this down, Joey, because it's a little hot. Okay, so we're gonna take our little shaker with our steamboat seasoning in it. And you wanna kinda lightly do it, the light seasoning on it. Our seasoning is very light in spice and salt, so it's not too salty. So you can kinda add as much as you want. And for someone like yourself, you can add as much red pepper as you want. So right here we have a little bit of butter, melted butter. Again, we've used this before on the show.
Right.
Just a little bit of Worcestershire and lemon. And this is
Some
gonna
lemon juice.
kind of sear a bit.
Now, Jason, a while ago you mentioned that that's an 8-bone rack. Is there a certain size they come in that you order, or?
Actually, the only way I've ever seen them come is an 8-bone rack.
Okay.
And I actually put 2 on an order. Some people were saying, man, maybe you could probably do 1 and go down in the price. But the thing is, this is probably
The perfect size.
any less, right? Like any less, it's just not enough protein on the plate. So it is an expensive item. Obviously, farm-raised venison is not cheap. I love the chops because it's on the bone. Any kind of meat on the bone is really good. I do like the way, like, if you don't like the wild flavor, wild gamey flavor, this farm-raised product should not scare you because it doesn't have such a wild game flavor to it. But it also still has the deep venison flavor. Like, to me, it's the best of both worlds. Now, I like the wild flavor, so I like that as well as this. But just to say, if you're not a wild game person, you still should try this if you're interested.
Yeah,
just
so you
it's
do is
not,
try it, yeah.
not too gamey and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful dish.
Yep.
And just to remind everybody, if you want some of most of the fresh ingredients, sorry, we don't have the venison.
Right.
But you can buy it at the Cash Saver or Piggly Wiggly here in Opelousas. And with 2 locations, north and south side.
8410 Highway 192 North.
With the phone number of?
948-9427.
There you go.
And then there's 1305 Heather Drive, where we were this morning at Cash Saver. And that's 948-8199.
You come by the Cash Saver and we'll save you a lot of cash.
Yeah. A lot of cash was being saved this morning.
Yes, sir. Sure was.
So over here at the Steamboat, we actually, I don't really give temps choices. I like to do them medium because to me it's a good all-around deal. Now if someone requested differently, I'll do it, obviously. But this weekend we had at one table who actually requested a rare and a medium rare.
Wow.
Rare to me would be a little too much on this. Beef is one thing, but rare on this venison I think is a little too much for me. That's just my personal opinion. But I would eat it anywhere between medium rare and medium.
So basically, Jason, it's almost like a filet mignon. You're cooking it, and the more you cook it, the more tougher it's going to be, or?
Well, yeah, it's just like beef. It's like anything else. This is actually, as far as wild game or gamey type, category. It's actually very tender.
Right.
It's the chop, so it's just a really tender part of it. And as being that it's farm raised, it's just going to be more tender than a wild animal.
Right.
So just get a good little sear on each side.
And that's one thing Paula likes. She loves her filet mignon. I have to bring over here for some venison.
And her fried eggplant with no sauce. I always know when y'all here. Certain things I look for on a ticket, I'm like, oh, that's Joey and Miss Paula.
No sauce.
Extra spice.
And extra hot.
Extra spice.
Hot. We buy 4 extras before it.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't been here a little while.
Yeah, well, y'all been busy.
It's sad to say we've been very busy, but
that's a good reason to not have been to the Steamboat.
It's time for a break now. It's time to come visit the boat.
Busy, and getting it together, right?
That's right. Okay, well, Jason, you want to go ahead? We're going to take a small break, and we're going to come back and we'll continue cooking our venison and our potatoes. So join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Again, Jason's got a really nice plate going on for us right now. Some beautiful venison chops, and we're going to have some asparagus, grilled asparagus.
Yes.
And a special potato Mashed potato. I call it mashed potato, but you
Well,
call
it is.
Yeah,
Creamy
pretty much.
mash.
Creamy mash. Okay.
All right, so our potatoes are going. They're boiling.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, but they're boiling. Our chops are still going a little bit. We got it on, we'll turn it on low. We seared them on a high heat. Now we got them on low. It's still a little medium rare. We want to get them a little closer to medium. Well, I do, so we're gonna do that. So next, let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and turn this little burner on.
Okay.
And we're gonna add some heavy cream. This is gonna be for our potatoes that we are going to actually finish on the next segment.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and put that on the
Yeah,
side.
you did say you were gonna put some heavy cream in it. So actually, you're gonna like bring it, heat it up, and actually.
Add it to the potatoes.
Okay.
A little salt, a little bit of black pepper.
Well, I wanted to say it was reduced. That's what I was looking for.
Right. Well, I'm not even gonna reduce it. Just gonna get it hot. And what we're
Okay.
gonna do is we're gonna throw it in there with a little salt, a little black pepper, some butter that we have melted. This is real, unsalted butter we melted. We're gonna add that to it, and we're gonna whip it. And what it's gonna do is just the cream and the whipping is gonna add some air to it. The cream is gonna add obviously some creaminess to it, and what we're gonna do is it's gonna lighten it up. And it's one of my favorite potatoes because it's just like light, fluffy, airy.
Oh, God.
It's like a little potato cloud in your mouth, so it's gonna be great. So,
Nice, nice.
right, so
Well, again, all the stuff that Jason's here, or most of it anyway, can be found at the Cash Saver Pick
Yeah,
here
most
in
of it.
Opelousas. And we got special cuts of meats and stuff for that if they want to do something instead of venison.
right, you don't have to do venison. You can do any kind of cut.
Yeah, filet mignon. You can do a pork chop. You can do.
Anything goes with these potatoes and
Yeah,
asparagus.
exactly.
Good thing about asparagus, it goes well with so many things. So,
Yeah, so come by either one of the stores, either Piggly Wiggly here on the north side or Cash Saver on the south side, and come by and get you some really nice chopped, fresh asparagus.
asparagus like we
Stuff for
had.
your potatoes. You
got
got
the
the whipping
store this
cream.
morning. So these are some asparagus we got to store this morning. All
That's
I
right.
did was I basically cut off the very ends because very fibrous and inedible. Let me see that. But some people will take the fresh asparagus and take a peeler and do all that stuff. I don't do that. I just blanch them in some hot water for about a minute and a half max, depending on how big they are, thick they are. And then you want to shock them in some ice water. It stops the cooking process. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and baste them with our little butter mixture. And we're going to add those to
Straight on the grill.
the skillet, straight on there.
That's a nice little skillet you got.
I love this little skillet. I have a few of these little skillets. I have the bigger ones that are long and oblong. I have a few that's this size with no lip. I have some with the lip, the deeper ones. So, all right, so our chops are pretty much where we want them to be. So I'm gonna remove them from the heat and just let them rest for a second.
Okay. So pretty much on the thickness, it depends on how much you want to cook. Depends
Right.
on the time.
Like if you
Okay.
just want it seared in a little, some people want them rare, you would turn this skillet on really high heat and just get your little sear on, and then when it gets your good color and your good sear on it, then you would just take it off, do your
Okay,
thing.
great. And
So
the asparagus don't take long at all. Basically, you
No.
just like you said, you blanched them
they're
already
cooked.
and
We're just giving them a little flavor, a little sear, a little something, a little color.
a little color.
Right.
Nice brown. It's a pretty asparagus, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Well, that to me looks like they say asparagus. Ugh. Actually,
If
they
you've
are
had them right,
really
right.
good,
If you've had
yeah.
them prepared correctly, then they're great.
I
So
can say I've had them about 10 times over here at the boat at least,
yeah.
if not more. That's one of my favorite side dishes here is the asparagus.
Yeah, we sell a lot of those. A lot of people, if it's not, say you don't want the veg that actually comes with your dish, we allow you to substitute these, or we do the sautéed green beans. I want to say I've done that on the show before, a couple times.
But nut could beat those carrots.
No,
Oh man.
it's honey glazed carrots. I used to hate carrots.
Ooh.
I never did like a cooked carrot, except for these.
That's the best stuff ever. I swear, me and Paula love it to death. Okay, well, we're gonna take another short break, Jason, and we're gonna come back and
And I'm gonna finish it up, and we're gonna
finish it
show
up.
them how to
and
do
plate
it.
Okay.
Plate it up.
Fred, his daughter's back from more What's Cooking. We're back, everybody. Again, Jason's here to finish up our nice meal that we got going on. some beautiful venison and
Yes, sir.
the creamy potatoes we talked about and some fresh grilled asparagus.
Okay, let's do this.
Jason, let's get back to it.
First, let me go ahead and baste our asparagus again, real quick. I want to give a little light seasoning on there. And I think we're gonna turn this off. I think we're done with the grilling part. All right, Joe, let's go ahead and I'm gonna take this,
Okay.
our potatoes. We're gonna strain these real carefully. And we're gonna move this pot to the side. Now, let's turn this
All right,
off.
sir, you ready to put it in here?
Yes, sir. Our potatoes, very simple. Turn that off. Okay. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little black pepper, like a little bit. Salt, I like a good bit of salt in these potatoes. You wanna season them up before you do anything else. Just kinda mash them a little bit. We're gonna add our butter to it. This part you can put as little or as much as you want. Turn our cream off before it boils over. All right. Simple so far.
So far, so good, yeah?
I'm putting a little more butter. Like that. All right. Now here's where we add some cream. A little bit at a time. Just kind of. That's not my black pepper making you sneeze.
No,
like
no,
that.
no. And sometimes you got that sinus dripping and it catches you at the wrong time, right when you need to talk.
I know that feeling. A little more cream. What I'll do is I'll just put a little bit at a time. Make sure it's enough. Try not to get it all over you.
Hey, nothing, you can always clean it later.
You're right.
When you're making so much of it at one time, it's hard to get everything, keep
Yeah.
everything clean.
Right. A little more. See how simple this is?
Very easy.
Besides the
Like you said,
potatoes,
it's nice and fluffy.
yeah, besides potatoes, only maybe 4 ingredients.
Mhm.
I add the rest. Be careful when you're stirring when you add the cream. Just like that. Now,
Looks great.
okay, put this to the side for a second. Now, to finish our chops, I'm gonna baste it one last time.
Okay.
Then we're gonna add a little bit of coarse ground black pepper. And I'm gonna add some kosher salt. And since my seasoning is not too salty, I can do that. All right, so to plate, get a good serve in here. Move this out the way. Good little serving, some pretty little potatoes. They're simple, light, and airy. Take our asparagus. Do like that, Joey. Now, come right here.
You're making me hungry.
Put our chops, just like that. Take our second chop, put it right there. Put a little bit of green on it, some color.
And there we have picture perfect.
Very simple.
Beautiful dish.
Simple, simple.
Really, really is nice.
That, clean up your ribs.
And nobody can complain about that. That's
Nope.
beautiful.
Nope.
Yes. So, but just again, we want to remind everybody that most of the stuff that you used here can be found at Cash Saver or Piggly Wiggly here in Opelousas.
8410 Highway 182 North. That's the store that's closest to me here to
That's
Steamboat.
right.
That's 948-9427. Give them a call if you ever need something. You get any questions, you can call Miss B or Paula.
That's right.
Or 1305 Heather Drive. That's
That
where
would
we
be
were
me.
this morning. We picked up our asparagus, our potatoes. We actually picked up a few other ingredients we didn't show, some salt, pepper, stuff like that. Their number is 948-8199. Call them. Ask for Joey if you need something.
That's right. And we open 7 days a week. And we open at 7 o'clock in the morning and all the way till 9 o'clock in the evening. So you got plenty of time to come and shopping. And, you know, there's beautiful weather, I'm sure, coming up around. Nice barbecue weather, crawfish balls.
Check out the meat section.
That's right. Especially if you're going to do like grilling or stuff like that.
Yep. some of that
Or
earlier.
even grilling inside. You don't have to grill outside because sometimes it gets too hot outside.
Right.
But you know, you can grill inside on special grills and whatever.
Specialty meats.
So anything special going on in the boat these days? Or?
This weekend, I actually want to kind of talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Obviously, like we said before, we have the venison chops that's going to be on the menu this weekend again, because it's been such a big hit. I keep doing it on the weekend.
I can see why.
Right. But what I'm going to try this weekend, I did it a while back. There's a product that we got before. It's a hybrid romaine and iceberg head.
Wow.
Now it looks more of a romaine head, but it has a lot of iceberg features. It's like it holds together well. It's very crispy, crunchy, like an iceberg. But what we've been doing lately is wedge salads with the iceberg, and we'll take your wedge, put our homemade blue cheese dressing, which I gotta say is really good dressing. I've had a lot of people say it's the best blue cheese they've ever had. I think it's the best blue cheese, not just because we make it, I just think it's the best I've had. We also put some very crispy bacon bits and some cracked black pepper on top of it. But this weekend, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this hybrid romaine and iceberg head, and what I do is I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna grill it. If you've never had a grilled wedge or a grilled romaine wedge, you're kind of missing out. It's something different. It's something you really don't see much of. We've been playing with it.
Never heard of that before.
I've actually been experimenting with it. I've actually had some customers request it.
Wow.
So I've been playing with it with them, trying to see what, if you like it better this way, better that way. So this weekend we're gonna have it. We're gonna grill it, and we're gonna offer it with some kind of protein, probably either your choice of shrimp, or grilled chicken. So that's gonna be an entree choice this weekend. So if you're interested in something very different and interesting, come try it out. We're gonna have it all weekend long.
You have all your menus or specials, whatever, on Facebook?
Yeah, we post it on Facebook every Friday and Saturday for sure. Sometimes during the week we do it. Again, also fresh soft-shell crabs from Sycamore Point.
I did see that on Facebook.
We get them every Wednesday, fresh. We sell them until they run out. We don't really get as many as we used to because we just can't. I try. They're hard to find nowadays. The price just goes up every year on us. It's kind of crazy, but
you do what you can.
You're right, and if you like soft-shell crabs,
be here early.
Right, and like they come on Wednesdays. They usually last through Friday night. So
and that might be pushing it.
Right. Okay. If you're interested, come get them.
All right. We want to thank you all for watching the What's Cooking Show, and join us back next week, and we'll have another guest chef.
Maybe you.
Maybe soon. Join us back next week.